That's it.
I think, can I chime in on another, can I make another point?
Absolutely.
I think fatherhood, the other thing is, it's no real textbook definition.
No.
Even as all the guys are here today,
No.
everybody's got a different perspective.
Yes,
Sometimes looking
that's
at
what I
the
was gonna
same
say.
life, but a
That's
different
exactly what I was gonna
perspective.
say.
And so when I look at fatherhood, I mean, I could take the rest of the day talking about my fatherhood, because my biological father was not there, and I was raised by a foster father. And so I've had other father figures in my life, but then I also look at myself as a dad in the failures that I've had as a man and as a father. I've failed big time. So I think one of the things of fatherhood is not quitting. It's not a thing that you can be perfect in, because we're trying to figure this thing out. But how am I going to respond when I drop the ball? When I fumble, am I going to quit? Am I going to let the defense get in my head and just mess up the whole rest of the game? Or am I going to say, look, I dropped the ball on this. Now let me learn from this. Let me pick up the pieces, salvage what's left, and let's change what's next. I messed up now, and I can't change that, but I can change what I do going forward. And a large part of my life, even some of the examples that I use now that I do with my kids now, some of that has been because I've dropped the ball with those same kids in the past. And I picked it up, and I was like, okay, so I've had situations, from financial situations to employment situations, all kind of stuff. As a man, life will knock the wind out of you. And when you talk about, my goal is to try to live life with no regrets, man, when you talk about being a man or a father, and I see my flaws even more than my kids do. When you talk about having something repossessed, having a house foreclosed on, and you sitting there looking at the look in your wife and your kid's face as you're going through that, that's real. But then now, also not quitting, choosing not to give up, but now you can take the lessons from that and now be able to share with your children and saying, hey, here's how some moves you can make to avoid some of those things. Learning from those things and constantly trying to improve.
That's it.
It's always trying to learn, not quitting. You mentioned that before, not quitting when you fail. If you lost, sometimes you take the L, you go back in the locker room and you assess, you learn. You said, man, I should have did this. Man, I knew if I had done this, and learn from it. So now when I roll up my sleeves and I go back in life, I go back on the field, I'm going to take those lessons that I learned, because if that thing hit hard enough, if that pain hit you hard enough, you're going to want to avoid that pain.
You ain't trying to go back there.
And so I got to go back out here and I got to make sure that I do what I got to do. And a lot of times that drives men's decisions and responsibility. That drives some of our responsibilities. We're like, no, I can't. I got to be able to provide for my family. I can't lose my house. I can't lose. Oh, no. We're going to do this, this, and this, because I am determined, or I'm afraid, whatever it may be, that I don't want to end up like this person ended up, or like I don't want to happen to me what happened before.